Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Des Moines City Council meeting for September 11th. We've got a proclamation here regarding Realtors Day. So I would like to have any realtors who might be in the audience, if you guys want to come up, we'd ask you to come up at this time. And Linda, do you want to come down as well? Come on up. Come on up, everybody. You know, you're live on Channel 7. It's huge. It's huge. All right. So, does one of you want to make a quick little speech about what's going on?
Yeah, I'm speech. Yeah. Nobody told me I had to speak. Greta Haas, Government Affairs Director for the Iowa Association of Realtors. Thank you to the Council and Mayor County for signing this proclamation today. Upcoming on September 26th, we are having a Realtors Rock the Block party in Coles Commons and celebrating all of the great work that realtors do around the state in their communities, volunteering, being community leaders, and giving their time. And so thankful to have Linda Westergaard represent realtors here on the City Council and all the work she does for homeownership in Des Moines, and look forward to the event. So thank you.
Okay.
I'll help you a little bit.
Okay, he's going to allow me to read the proclamation. Real estate professionals play a crucial role in the Des Moines housing industry, a vital economic driver in the city's local economy, and whereas established in 1949, the Iowa Association of Realtors is the largest statewide organization of real estate professionals in Iowa, including thousands in the Des Moines metropolitan area. And whereas united by adherence to a code of ethics, its members work as real estate professionals in the sale, lease, appraisal, management, and development of residential, commercial, rural, and agricultural properties throughout Iowa. And whereas the Association of Realtors serves as the official voice of the real estate industry in Iowa, advocating for policies that promote economic growth, homeownership, and land ownership, and protection of private property rights. And whereas realtors are a trusted and integral part of their communities, donating time and resources to better the lives of their fellow community members through home and property ownership. Therefore, I, T.M. Franklin County, on behalf of the City Council and the citizens of Des Moines, do hereby proclaim September 26, 2023 as Realtors Day in the city of Des Moines, and I call upon all residents to celebrate the role realtors play in our community. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Des Moines, Iowa, to be affixed this 11th day of September, 2023. T.M. Franklin County. Thank you, Mayor.
Let's all, wait a minute, you guys. Come on, guys. Linda, why don't you stay? We've got a couple other things we are going to do, and I'm going to ask the rest of the council if they would, let's all come down, and because we're going to talk about, and we'll have our forester come up if he would be so inclined, and anybody else, and we're going to have Trees Forever come up as well. But we all participate in maintaining our urban forest. And we have been honored for that. How many years in a row now? I mean, we're getting close to, 27 years where Des Moines has been recognized as Tree City USA, and now we're a tree world, right? So we are well recognized, and we'll have you guys come up here with us. Does either one of you want to say something about what's going on before we read our 1 Million Tree Day proclamation?
Hi, I'm Leslie Burkus, and I'm actually no longer with Trees Forever, but I'm now with the Urban and Community Forestry Society. It's an international membership group focused on trees across our globe. And I know we have a lot of issues on our plate and a lot of important things we're trying to achieve. We feel that trees and forestry are very important to our community. As we've had so many hot days, we know that trees are so important to cooling our communities. They're important to realtors for helping improve property values. They're important for water quality in a city like Des Moines. It requires water from our river for drinking. So we really think trees are important to our community, and having a well-treed canopy is very important to our city. So we'll be launching a Million Trees campaign to try and grow and preserve 1 million trees across our community over the next 10 years. So really thank the City Council for supporting this, and thank the mayor, and excited to read the proclamation.
Right. Our proclamation reads as follows. The 1 million tree initiative is innovative collaboration of Central Iowa in the Capital Crossroads region and local nonprofits to plant and save 1 million trees in the metro area over the next 10 years. And whereas the trees are an important natural asset that generate significant green infrastructure benefits for our communities and, quite frankly, for all the residents as well. And protecting our tree canopy positions our region for long-term success. And Trees Forever will lead the 1 Million Tree Initiative and connect diverse communities and approaches that protect and improve the urban forest in our region. And the 1 million trees will include those planted on city land and in public projects, preserved and installed by individuals on private property, including residents, schools, organizations, and businesses. And whereas planting and saving 1 million trees in central Iowa could mean capturing 1/4 billion gallons of rainwater annually, reducing stormwater runoff in our streets, and improving water quality. And whereas trees can help lower urban heat island temperatures and reduce the pollution by improving air quality, trees reduce rates of asthma and heat-related illnesses in urban areas. Now, therefore, I, Mayor, on behalf of our City Council and all of our citizens of Des Moines, do hereby proclaim September 25th of 2023 as 1 Million Trees Day in the city of Des Moines, and I encourage all of our residents, organizations, and businesses to engage in this 1 million tree initiative and become educated on the importance of our urban canopy. So all of our council thanks all of you and everybody that is working not only in our forestry department, but in tree initiatives and Trees Forever. And we used to even have our Tree Des Moines initiative also. So let's all keep working together and make some good things happen. Let's get a quick picture of our group up here. And let's tighten up again. Tighten up, everybody. Did you hand my... All right. Hey, council, if you'll stay here with get our council here together. And today is sort of a heartfelt day. 22 years ago was 9/11. Lost over 3,000 people around the country when 4 airliners were hijacked. And not only were all the people in all those airliners killed, but hundreds and hundreds of others, including 342 firefighters who addressed and tried to put out the fires and the flames and rescue the people out of those buildings that came down and were so damaged, including the damage that happened at the Pentagon. There were also 72 police officers that lost their lives as well. But it brought this country together to realize that disasters and initiatives by those that are trying to overcome us can come from anywhere and in so many different ways. But I think it renewed strength, and I've got to tell you, as I look out and think about it, our local first responders, our firefighters, our other first responders and law enforcement have to respond, rescuing people out of car accidents, out of other really unfortunate things. I want to thank them for everything that they have done. But on this day of 9/11/2023, let's all have a moment of silence in remembrance of that tragedy, but also in the hopes that we all hang together, work together, and support the future of this country and this community. Thank you all. All right. No, that one. All of you, welcome to our September 11th, 2023 Des Moines City Council meeting. We have our proclamations, which have been read, and let's call this meeting to order, and I'll ask the clerk to please take roll.
You want to do
No, well, wait a minute.
Municipal housing.
You want to do the housing?
The housing.
Let's do it now. All right, we're going to change. We're going to do the Municipal Housing Agency Governing Board and quickly go through that agenda. We'll call that meeting to order real quickly and ask clerk to take roll of the board.
County,
Here.
Bozen,
Here.
Voss,
Here.
Westergaard, here. Mandelbaum,
Here.
Gatto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Item 2 is approving the agenda as presented and or as amended.
Move.
Second.
All right, voice vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Item passes. Item 3 is authorizing the execution of Section 32 Home Ownership Program, implementing an agreement with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and authorizing actions necessary for the implementation of the program. Board Communication number 23-420.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion, any thoughts? Hearing none, ask everybody to vote.
6 yes.
All right. That's the only action item on our agenda. Could we get a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? The Municipal Housing Agency Governing Board is now adjourned. We'll quickly now move to the Des Moines City Council meeting and ask the clerk, call it to order, and ask clerk to please take roll.
County,
Here.
Bozen,
Here.
Voss,
Here.
Westergaard, here. Mandelbaum, here. Gatto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. Item 2 is approving the agenda as presented and/or as amended.
Move.
It's been moved and seconded. I will quickly let everybody know that item 32 has been updated. It's adding a rental housing enhancement program policy and agreement. Item 33 was withdrawn by the Development Services Department. Item 38 is also updated and added in vote from the Planning and Zoning Commission and a letter. And there is one extra item, a resolution filling a vacancy of the office of Ward 1 council member and calling for a special election at the earliest practicable date of November 7th, and directing the city clerk to notify Commissioner of Elections of the council decision for a call for a special election pursuant to Iowa Code, and authorizing city staff to take all necessary action to accomplish such direction. Sponsor is Mayor County and also Mayor Pro Tem Bozen. So with those corrections, we have a motion and a second, and all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposition? Hearing none, item passes. Item 3 is approving the consent agenda, and tonight those are items 3 through 45. Item 8, Councilmember Gatto will abstain.
Move approval, Your Honor.
I'll second.
All right, been moved and seconded. Ask everybody to vote.
6 yes.
All right. That'll take us to item 46. All right. Item 46 is our first hearing item, and we'll note that we're going to start our hearings at 5:11. However, prior to that, I'll quickly go through the rules. This evening, there are 2 hearings this evening, one for zoning hearing and one Plan DSM element amendment hearing. As a reminder, for those items, for that one zoning, we will call upon the parties in interest, and the parties in interest are generally the applicant and anybody within 250 feet that of that rezoning that has been notified by the city and received a notice. After those individuals in interest have spoken, if they so wish, we'll then open it up for the general public to step up and make any comments again this evening on that one item. We'll ask anybody that is not a party in interest, please don't step up during the parties in interest time, because that not only would be disrespectful, but would be disruptive, and we would have to not allow you to speak any further this evening. For the other hearings this evening, any interested individual may make a germane comments regarding that at not to exceed 1 minute per person. We'll have a maximum of 5 minutes per hearing unless the hearing is ended sooner for failure to make either germane comments or the comments cease. So with that, we'll move to hearing item 46. 46 on a request from the Southeast Polk Family Church. David L. Harper is the officer to amend Plan DSM, creating our tomorrow comprehensive plan to revise the future land use classification of the property for the property from low density residential to community mixed use, and to rezone the property located in the vicinity of 4101 East 42nd Street from P2 Public, Civic, and Institutional District to Limited MX3 Mixed Use District to allow the use of the eastern portion of the property for a new animal service boarding use. A is the first consideration of the ordinance above. B is the final consideration of the ordinance above. The waiver is requested by the applicant and requires 6 votes. So let's first open it up and see if there are any parties in interest, either the applicant or those within the 250 feet, who would like to step up and make any comments on this item. Anyone? Let's open it up. Seeing none to the...
There's one,
Oh.
Mr. Mayor.
All right.
Hi, I'm Molly Camp. I am working here for helping David out. Sorry. So I'm with Hope Agency, and we're in collaboration with David at the Southeast Pope Family Church. We're going to be the ones helping build that building there, and it's just for doggy daycare. There won't be any room or boarding or anything, so it'll just be 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. That was part of the deal that we have with the rezoning and everything. We're using this to kind of collaborate the community with, we serve individuals with special needs to help them live independent, productive lives. And so part of this will be to help them learn working skills. And then we want to open it up to, the youth, because right now we can't hire anybody younger than 18, of course, for Medicaid rules and everything. But we want to be able to collaborate that and get some community integration with our individuals that we work with and also the community.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I've been trying to chase this down for about 2 weeks, and I finally got a hold of David Harper today, and he said, I don't know what you're talking about because we don't have anything to do with this. So when you say you're in collaboration with them, I'm a little confused because what he explained to me is he's just leasing you the land.
Correct.
And if you default on it, they get the building and
Correct.
everything else.
Yes. Yes.
And it's they just use it.
I just
for-
mean collaboration as we're using their land, or we're leasing their land, not like
Okay.
he's going to be part of it. No.
Have you had a pre-app with the city yet? Have you done anything like
Yes.
that?
Yep. We did that, and we did the rezoning and everything. We went to that
I
committee.
see the rezoning, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that all we're doing is approving the change in zoning tonight.
Yes.
But I didn't know if there's been a pre-app, if you've met
Yes.
with people.
Yep.
Sounds like you had a little neighborhood meeting, but I didn't know anything about the neighborhood meeting, and I represent that area.
Yep. We just sent them to the rezoning committee, sends us the people that we're supposed to send them to, and that's who we sent the invitations to.
Okay. And I'm a little confused because in here it says, because you're a nonprofit, you can't hire anybody under 18, but then the letter goes on and says you want to employ youth.
For working for Hope. Working for the doggy daycare, that's going to be separate, so we can do that. But Hope Agency, as what we do right now, working with people with special needs. So we wouldn't be hiring those people at the doggy daycare to work for Hope. We'd just be hiring them to work for doggy daycare. It's just the collaboration of them working with different abilities, stuff like that. So they're not going to
Okay,
be...
so this is a way that you can hire people under 18.
Correct.
And then will it still be tax exempt, so you're not paying
Yeah,
any?
it's still under Hope Agency. It's still under 501c3.
And you can do that with under 18 people?
Yep, because
And
it's
it
not...
sounds like you're kind of trying to say, well, it's not really going to be Hope, it's really going to be the doggy daycare.
Yeah,
There's
we
just
already
a lot
have...
of questions in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm just not,
We already
really
have the umbrella of, it's going to be called possibilities under Hope Agency that we've got approved and everything already.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other parties in interest? Seeing none, any comment from the general public?
With that, Mr. Mayor, I'll move item 46, 46A, and 46B.
Second.
All right, been moved and seconded. Ask everybody to vote. Linda?
6 yes.
Yeah.
Item 47 is on the city-initiated request to amend the plan DSM, creating our tomorrow plan to adopt Reflect DSM, honoring all Des Moines history's historic preservation plan and incorporate that as an element. Council Communication number 23-403. Let's open it up and see if there's any germane comments from the general public. And we'll allow anybody that would like to do so a minute to speak. Anyone?
I don't see anyone. If not, I'll move item 47.
Second.
47's been moved and seconded. Ask everybody to vote.
6 yes.
All right, let's, Madam Clerk, let's call it 5:20. We completed those hearings. We'll now move to item 48. These are ordinances first consideration, amending Chapter 10, 30, and 74 of the Municipal Code relating to liquor, wine, or beer licenses. Council Communication number 23-398. Council, any comments?
Move approval, Your Honor.
Second.
And pursuant to Rule 42A, I'll waive the second and third reading.
Okay, that's been moved,
Thank you.
and we've got a second for that as well.
Yes.
All right, ask everybody to vote.
6 yes.
Item 49 is amending Chapter 114 of the Municipal Code regarding traffic regulation changes as follows. Council Communication number 23-414. A is parking modification, 24th Street between Forest Avenue and Clark Street, and Forest Avenue between 24th Street and 25th Street. B is a parking modification on High Street between 24th Street and 28th Street. And C is parking modifications Grand Avenue between 2nd Avenue and 3rd Street, and Grand Avenue between 4th Street and 5th Avenue. Any comments, anybody?
No comments, but I will move item 49A, B, and C, and pursuant to Rule 42, waive the second and third reading.
Second.
All right, been moved and seconded. Everybody vote.
6 yes.
All right, we'll now move to our request to speak. As follows, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the list this evening. So for those people wishing to speak this evening under the public speaking item, we're going to be calling on only those who have registered, those 7. All speakers must comply with the rules regarding their names, addresses, or if not, they won't be recognized to speak. Each of the 7 speakers this evening will receive 2 minutes to make their comments. Please keep your own time because at the end of the 2 minutes, the clerk will announce time and the speaker's mic will be closed and we'll immediately move to the next speaker. We want to hear from all of you, and we encourage the residents to be respectful of others' viewpoints. And occasionally, they may be somewhat different than your own, but everybody needs to have respect. Our first speaker this evening will be Jeff Luke. Jeff?
Jeff Luke, 4721 Valdez Drive. This won't take 2 minutes. I was prepared to talk about the, in support of the tree ordinance, but after talking to Linda before the meeting and the tree guy, he reassured me that it's all in order and is taking place. So I'm kind of out of the loop. So I just wanted you to know that there are a lot of concerned citizens out there that we're watching our trees and taking them down. We want our neighbors to do the same and have a nice looking, safe neighborhood. We may be a little late with the ash trees. Some of them out there look pretty weak, but we need to be prepared for the next go around. You know, the maples or the oaks, if they get something similar, you know, could be a mess again. So thank you for doing what you're doing, and I guess I'll wait and read the ordinance when it's ready. He assured me it should be shortly, maybe next spring.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Our next speaker is Bridget Botkin. Bridget? Bridget in? All right. Dr. Sylvia Niemers.
Hello. I'm Dr. Sylvia Niemers. I am not a cardiologist, but I have a PhD in environmental soil chemistry, so I was really happy to hear about your Million Tree Initiative, but that's not why I'm here to speak today. I'm here to speak about audio traffic signals for the crosswalks in downtown Des Moines, Iowa. I grew up in Des Moines. I left at the age of 20. 35 years later, after living in 6 countries and 7 states, I returned, and I'm so happy to be back. But I was quite surprised that there are not audio crosswalks for the blind and visually impaired in Des Moines. I really, I've been trained with my dog to cross using traffic, but with electric cars and the cars that now shut off when they idle, it becomes more tricky. And it is not, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to say I live at 604 Locust in, of all places, the Equitable building. So I am just looking for the equity for our blind and visually impaired people to have the audio crosswalk signals. I walk 3 to 6 miles a day in downtown Des Moines. I'm so happy to be here. But I just don't always feel very safe when I'm making those crosswalks. You all, I was amazed to hear that you all actually have countdown timers. So you know how many seconds you have to cross. I would love to have access to something to give me that kind of confidence when I'm crossing the street. Lastly, I'm department chair for a very large environmental science department at a very large university. I write budgets every year. I know this takes money. When my budget falls short, I have to write a grant. I hate writing grants, but I know how to write grants. So I'm here to say, I really want us to have these audio crosswalks, and I am willing to help you write grants. I tried to reach out to the Harkin Institute. Maybe they have an idea. I'm here not to say, why don't we have them? I'm here to say, how can I help you all make it happen? Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, Sylvia, before you leave, this is Josh Mandelbaum. We had the opportunity to meet this weekend.
Yes.
And so you gave me a little bit of a heads up in terms of what you were asked. So I reached out to staff, and there were a couple of things. My understanding is that you maybe had a conversation with John Davis.
I did, yes.
And we can keep you connected so that you can have follow-up with him. One of the questions that at least I think staff still has was coordination with the Iowa Department for the Blind, because it was their understanding that in the past they have not wanted the signalization downtown because they use that area as a training area. And I don't know if you've had a chance to have that conversation.
I did speak with the Department for the Blind, and I can certainly not speak on their behalf. You would have to reach out to them directly. But from what I understood, they told me what I already know. They train everyone to work with traffic because that's the lowest common denominator. There's always going to be some sort of traffic flow. That is not the equity that I'm looking for, but they do train for that. So my guide dog school also trains for that too. But they did not give me the impression at all that they were against it, and I don't think that they believe that all of the corners should be silent so that they can train students. I don't think that is their take, but you would have to reach out to them directly for that official.
That is very helpful feedback.
Absolutely.
And so we'll follow up. I think it would be great to follow up with engineering to see if they can address this, particularly as we're looking is we're potentially looking to add different traffic signalization downtown. This would make sense to maybe incorporate.
Yeah,
into that
especially
project.
if you're doing that one-way to two-way conversion,
Right.
maybe that's
Makes
a
a
good
lot of
place to
sense.
start. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adam Callanan.
Hello, Adam Callanan, Ward 3. I've been consistently speaking at these meetings to advocate for broader public comment because I'm lucky enough with my ability where I live and my work to be able to attend a lot of these meetings on 5 p.m. on Monday meetings, on Monday. I'm here mainly to watch and take notes, but since I'm here, I choose to also advocate for people who can't give comment for a number of reasons. So I'm going to call for the things I normally mention, namely these meetings need a hybrid virtual connection option to comment. So that more residents are able to speak. I think our city functions better when we have more people at the table, more people able to comment and participate. We also need to allow public comment on all items, or at least more items. Currently, for the most part, comment is only allowed on items where it's legally required. Public comment is not taken on a lot of other agenda items, no matter how controversial they are to people. This is unusual and didn't used to be that way, but it was changed. Council also just needs to more broadly respect public comment. Last meeting, myself and one other public commenter was cut short at halftime. Mistakes happen. I'm not mad about it. I understand. Got a very kind and polite apology. Life goes on, but I did notice that nobody from council spoke up when that happened, and it wasn't just myself. There were 2 people. It happened twice in a row. I think it speaks to that council does not take public comment very seriously, or the equitability of public comment and how speakers are treated. Thank you.
Stephen Bowman. Stephen? Justin O'Neill.
Good evening. I'm Justin O'Neill. I live at 7077 30th Avenue in Norwalk, so not Des Moines. Thank you for letting me speak. Thank you for letting me take some of your time. Recently got a one of those speed camera tickets from 235. It's the code section 114-243. In there, you can be held liable for that if you are not the driver, but you are the owner of the vehicle. And I think that's at conflict with what some of the discussion that the Supreme Court has had in a couple of different cases. Didn't get there because your attorney did a really good job of convincing the judge that I was driving when I wasn't. And that's part of why I'm here, is that it is frustrating to have something written about you that is straight up not true. I would like to work with one of you, Councilman Voss, as the at-large. That might be something that you and I talk about. But yeah, so one, what would it take to change that? And then 2, some of the things that I discovered as I was working through this was some of the document stuff that has not been updated yet in the notice of infraction or notice of violation that people are mailed. Some of the procedures for contesting the notice of violation are outdated. If you call the Gatso Corporation, their procedures are outdated. Hey, we don't do that anymore because COVID. Okay. So some of that documentation needs to be updated. The filing fee on the document for filing the civil case is listed as $85. That has increased to $95. So there's a typo there with some stuff that hasn't been updated. And again, I would like to work with somebody on the council instead of with the police department directly. There's that adversarial relationship there with them suing me for $65 for something that I didn't do, and something that kind of seems to be kind of still being discussed by the Supreme Court in the way that I see it. So again, thank you for your time. If that's something any of you would like to talk to me about afterwards, I can fill you in on that. So thank you.
Jolene Prescott.
My name is Jolene Prescott. I live at 3013 3rd Street in Des Moines. And I'm going to throw out what I was going to say because I have to make a comment about a previous comment. I was also one of the ones that only got 1 minute. But you know what? I didn't see that as a problem because I feel that 1 minute is adequate. 2 minutes is plenty, and 5 minutes is way excessive. If you know what you're going to speak about, and you're going to talk about it, 2 minutes is no problem. Now, having said that, there is an exception to this. Most of you know I was a special ed teacher. Some people have processing problems in their brain, and they are going to speak more slowly. There's also people who have had maybe stuttering issues, people with maybe had a stroke, medical issues that will make people's speech slower. And those people should have extra time. As far as the rest of us, if you can't get it done in 2 minutes, boy, I don't know what to tell you. Thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, I'll move to receive and file 50A through G.
I'll second.
All right, been moved and seconded. Ask everybody to vote.
6 yes.
We do have an extra item this evening, and I will read it as follows. It's a resolution finding a vacancy in the office of Ward 1 council member and calling for a special election at the earliest practicable date of November 7th, 2023, and directing the city clerk to notify the Commissioner of Elections of the council decision to call for a special election pursuant to the Iowa Code, and authorizing city staff to take all necessary actions to accomplish such direction. Sponsors on this one are myself and Mayor Pro Tem Bozen.
Based on, I would approve extra item 1.
I'd like to second that item.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. I will ask this time, unless there's no discussion, that everybody please vote.
Six yes.
All right,
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
been moved
I'll second.
and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none. This meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for attending.